Only when a woman is dying does she realize. Back when his life was hanging by a thread, the one who donated blood to her was me. To protect her, I was also the one who confessed for the Shin family. The man who loved and protected her with all his heart was still me. But the moonlight in her heart joined forces with his own good brother, ruined his family. And when he opened his eyes again, the woman was reborn 3 years ago. At the time she was forced to marry. And now, Bai Ningbing only wants to apologize to me, whom she misunderstood for 6 years. At that moment, thunder roared in the sky. A torrential rain poured down. I was kneeling in the rain as punishment. Just because I threw away the gift his moonlight gave me, she punished me to kneel outside all day. For 3 years, she always treated me coldly. If it weren't for loving Bai Ningbing since youth, I would never have endured it. But now I don't want to endure anymore. Today's storm and kneeling punishment have completely awakened me. Bai Ningbing saw that lonely figure rushing over, holding Fang Yuan tightly. The body in her arms kept trembling. Bai Ningbing, heartbroken, took off her coat to wrap around me. Why are you standing in the rain and not going inside? I looked at the woman in front of me in disbelief. I used to dream of Bai Ningbing caring about me like this, but it was just a dream. I laughed coldly. I've never been this clear-headed. Slowly but firmly, I pushed Bai Ningbing away. Miss Bai, don't tell me you forgot who made me kneel. I've prepared the divorce papers. Miss Bai just needs to sign. From now on, we'll have nothing to do with each other. Bai Ningbing was just stunned by the kneeling. She suddenly remembered the reason for it. She panicked and hugged me again. I don't want a divorce, I spoke calmly. Miss Bai, I need to lie my own life now. Let's let each other go. Bai Ningbing grabbed my hand, pressing it against her face, pleading. Can you please not leave? Can you put me back in your life, please? I regret it, Fang Yuan. I was wrong. Her expression was pained and lost, as if she was about to lose something most precious. I looked at the repentant woman, confused and puzzled. My voice couldn't help but soften. She was about to tell the butler to help me inside. Gu Shiyan suddenly arrived. Seeing the two tightly embracing in the courtyard, her expression shifted slightly. She forced a smile and walked over quickly. Brother, Ningbing Jie, you've finally made up. I knew Ningbing Jie was a reasonable person. She wouldn't be cold to my brother because of me. My just softened mood turned cold again. I chuckled lightly and looked at Bai Ningbing. My gaze was extremely cold. I said, so today Miss Bai has changed her ways. It turns out it's the persuasion of your beloved moonlight. I never used to mock Bai Ningbing like this. Even if Gu Shiyan insulted me indirectly in front of me, I would only respond with silence. But today, I don't want to endure anymore. I smiled sarcastically. Miss Bai really loves Gu Shiyan deeply. You can even hug me, whom you despise, for her sake. I pushed Bai Ningbing away. Don't call her Ningbing Jie anymore. Once your Ningbing Jie signs the divorce papers, you can call her wife. Gu Shiyan was stunned. What does that mean? Brother, don't misunderstand. Ningbing Jie and I are just, shut up. Lan Ningbing snorted coldly, interrupting Gu Shiyan. Ignoring my struggle, she carried me. She and the butler forcefully helped me into the house. The door slammed shut in front of Gu Shiyan. She stared blankly for a while, slowly furrowing her brow. What happened here? In the old mansion, I was pressed into the soft bedding by Bai Ningbing. My hair wet the pillow. Bai Ningbing, what exactly do you want? The woman was awkwardly explaining. I just wanted to help you change clothes. You're all wet. I took a deep breath. I can do it myself. No need for Miss Bai's trouble. I pushed her away and got up. Picking up clean clothes, I went into the bathroom. Bai Ningbing sat by the bed, like an abandoned kitten, staring eagerly at the bathroom door, waiting for its owner to come out. The hot water washed away the cold from my body, but it couldn't wash away the coldness in my heart. I suddenly felt exhausted. The bathroom door was knocked. Bai Ningbing was scratching at the door outside, calling out repeatedly. Fang Yuan, are you done washing? Why aren't you making any sound? What are you doing? The woman outside had an attitude lie if you don't speak. I'm coming in. I had to say, I'll be done soon. Bai Ningbing stood at the door waiting for me to come out. As soon as I came out, the woman clung to me like a koala, directly telling me to carry her to the master bedroom. The master bedroom was Bai Ningbing's room, but since we got married, she had never stayed there. After my surprise, I looked indifferently at the woman who wouldn't let go of me. Miss Bai, if you want to replay that night 3 years ago, I'm not willing. Bai Ningbing hated her previous actions. No, I just want to get close to you. I almost laughed. Is that so? You had to wait until I lost interest in you. Pain colored Bai Ningbing's eyes. She opened her mouth but couldn't defend herself. I said calmly, if Miss Bai wants to play, there are plenty of people outside to accompany you. We may not have parted well, but we can part amicably. How could Bai Ningbing agree? She said word by word, as if to engrave these words in my heart. No, I won't let you go, never. You said you lost interest in me, then let me give my heart back to you. Oh Ku, Bai Ningbing whispered softly, taking my hand and pressing it against her chest. My heart is for you. Let me warm your heart. Oh Ku. Bai Ningbing wanted to atone, but no matter how much she atoned, even if it meant dying for me, she wouldn't let go. I was surprised and slightly bewildered. Bai Ningbing nestled in my arms. Fang Yuan, I'm so forgive me. I was forced to hold her, What wrong has Miss Bai done? Bai Ningbing said regretfully. I was wrong about everything. Completely and utterly wrong. From now on, I am yours. All yours. I didn't know how she suddenly came to her senses. Now she was burrowing in my arms, refusing to let go. She looked just like the lazy dog I used to keep in the countryside. I asked her back, what if I don't want it anymore? Bai Ningbing looked up at me, her overly long eyelashes, shielding a gaze as fierce as a wolf's. Now, Bai Ningbing's eyes were full of me. She tilted her head. Her perfect profile was like carved white jade. Her brows and eyes were as beautiful as a strong wine, making one's heart ache just by looking. Sometimes I think I fell for Bai Ningbing, probably mostly because that face was too hard to give up. She leaned up close to my neck. Her warm breath brushed against my skin, sending a hidden shiver through me. Feng Yuan, you can't not want me. If Feng Yuan doesn't want me, I'll die in Feng Yuan's arms. I widened my eyes in SOC. A wave of heat spread over my body. Before I could finish speaking, her thin lips pressed against the blood vessel on my neck. My skin was very pale, because I had been locked up for too long. The sickly white veins were very prominent, and the woman was kissing me inch by inch, bit by bit. My body trembled. Bai Ningbing was once the woman I desired most. Now I want her the least. Gu Shiyan's words were still ringing in my ears. I don't want this, Bai Ningbing. For no clear reason, you've changed your attitude. Actually, I never wanted freedom. What I wanted was Bai Ningbing's person, and Bai Ningbing's heart, if I wanted freedom. With my skills and abilities, even a prison couldn't hold me, let alone a place like the Bai family's old mansion. Bai Ningbing stopped when she kissed my chest. Don't be afraid, Feng Yuan. It's not because of Gu Shiyan that I changed my attitude toward you. It's because, she suddenly paused mid-sentence. I tilted my neck as the woman hooked me again. The next second, I pushed her away abruptly. But suddenly, Bai Ningbing's voice appeared in my mind. Because I know how terribly wrong I was. How ridiculous I was. I froze. What? Bai Ningbing thought I was asking her why. Because I just realized I can't lie without Feng Yuan. Even in death, I want you. I was about to speak, but her figure appeared in my mind again. Alive, I'll be entangled with you. Dead, I want our ashes mixed together. I was completely shocked. Then it suddenly dawned on me. I had developed mind-reading abilities. I could hear Bai Ningbing's thoughts. I found it both absurd and amusing. I even forgot to push Bai Ningbing away. In an instant, she took the chance to hug me tightly. Bai Ningbing noticed I was distracted. She couldn't help but kiss my cheek. I want to kiss Feng Yuan's mouth, but Feng Yuan probably wouldn't want that. I coughed violently, struggling to get away. Bai Ningbing looked at me with surprise and uncertainty. I felt today's events were too strange. I needed to think calmly. Miss Bai came back today. Surely not just to say these things. I made a gesture asking her to leave. Bai Ningbing stood up. I came to take you home. I frowned. Home. Jingyuan. Let's go back to Jingyuan, Oku. I came to pick you up too late. I'm sorry. Bai Ningbing apologized softly. I looked at her silently. What's going on today? Strange things keep happening one after another. Has Bai Ningbing been possessed by a ghost? I murmured. Miss Bai, don't you think your words are ridiculous? 2.5 years. It's more than just late. The calmer and more indifferent I was, the more panicked and fearful Bai Ningbing became. Doesn't he lot me anymore? Just thinking about that possibility, Bai Ningbing couldn't help but have improper thoughts. She had to keep him, no matter what method she used. Her stubbornness, madness, unreasonableness, ferocity, love and hate. Whether I wanted it or not, she would give it to me, because she knew she wouldn't give these things to anyone else. Even in her past life, Gu Shiyan had never received them. After learning the truth, Bai Ningbing removed the white moonlight fin from Gu Shiyan, and suddenly realized she didn't lop her. She said her family rules were very strict. After knowing she had an arranged marriage, she had taken care of Gu Shiyan since childhood, treating her like a younger sister, and also as a future marriage partner. Their relationship was as calm as still water, no different from anyone else. Her passion, her vibrant life, all the emotions that transcended herself were given by me. I am her life. It's late. Do I still have a chance to be forgiven? Bai Ningbing lowered her eyelashes and asked. My head hurt a bit because I had just been in the rain. Plus, I hadn't been well in the old mansion. My body was much weaker than before. I was probably going to catch a cold and have a fever. Besides, this was the first time I had seen Bai Ningbing lie this. Completely different from how she was in front of Gu Shiyan. I used to envy Gu Shiyan for having Bai Ningbing's care. But now, Bai Ningbing seemed more likable to me. My head was hurting more and more. My head started to feel dizzy and heavy. Bai Ningbing noticed something was wrong with me. Quickly hugged me. You got rained on. You might have a fever. Rest first. Oku. Afraid I wouldn't agree. She humbly added, please. I leaned in her arms, my eyelids heavy. I have a special constitution, I rarely feel pain, but when I get sick, the discomfort is magnified, so I never let myself get sick. But today, Bai Ningbing's emotional impact was too great. She was so scared her heart almost stopped. She quickly covered me with a blanket and held me tightly. I slept for a whole day, waking up only late the next night. I was held in someone's arms. Bai Ningbing's warm breath brushed against the top of my head. For a moment, I thought I was dreaming, but this dream was too real. I was having trouble breathing. Gently moving Bai Ningbing's arm aside, I got out of bed. I went to the balcony and leaned against the railing. Lie a still statue. Bai Ningbing tightened her embrace but found it empty. Then she woke with a start. Feng Yuan. Her thin, weak figure came into view, as if she was about to disappear with the moonlight. Bai Ningbing grabbed a shawl and walked over, hugging me from behind, her voice hoarse and muffled, burying her face in my neck. Bye. I snapped back from my thoughts, let out a light laugh. Miss Bai, did you call the wrong person? From behind, do I look that much like Gu Shiyan? Gu Shiyan and I are half-siblings. We don't look very alike. But Bai Ningbing once mistook our backs. She hugged me tighter. No, I didn't call the wrong person. Feng Yuan, this name is only for you. I didn't doubt that, because Bai Ningbing never lies. Her family rules are very strict. Bai Ningbing only breaks her own limits when she's with me. Bai Ningbing said softly, let's go back and lie down. You have a slight fever. You need to rest well. I patted her to signal her to let go. I will rest. But Miss Bai isn't planning to stay the night, is she? 2.5 years ago, Miss Bai said when she took her medicine, that she would never see a bed with me again. Miss Bai, you wouldn't want to contradict yourself, would you? Mentioning this past event, Bai Ningbing felt extremely regretful, heart-wrenching. That was after spending the night with me. The next day, she took the medicine. In her past life, she tried hard to distance herself from me. Now, she wished she could have a whole soccer team with me. Bai Ningbing took my hand and placed it on her face. No, I want to contradict myself. Hit me hard, as long as it makes you happy. I looked at her and slapped her back. I love Bai Ningbing, and I hate Bai Ningbing. This slap wasn't undeserved. Bai Ningbing gently turned the other cheek. Do it again, if your hand hurts. You can use something else. I couldn't help but laugh. She stared blankly at my smile. Couldn't help but look up and slowly lean in. Her face enlarged before my eyes. Her clear scent surrounded me. Just as she was about to kiss me, I pushed her away. Bai Ningbing's eyes flickered. She took 2 steps back and fell from the 2nd floor. I was stunned. Bai Ningbing landed on the grass downstairs, unconscious. Late at night, an ambulance came and went with a wail, and I stood in the hallway outside the emergency room, waiting for Lu Wei and Bai Ningbing's personal bodyguard, Bai Haoyan, to come out. I looked up and asked, how is Miss Bai? Lu Wei's expression flickered for a moment, but she quickly hid it. The doctor said they need to run more tests. Miss Bai still has a fever. I'll have Haoyan take you home to rest first. I'll take care of Miss Bai here. I glanced inside. Bai Ningbing's subordinates, though they weren't disrespectful to me, they were very wary. Now that Bai Ningbing was injured, and I pushed her, it made sense they wouldn't let me near her. I returned to the old mansion, but I didn't feel like resting. I took out my phone and made a call. It was my master. Why did you think to call me, old master? A cheerful voice came from the other end of the line. I paused. Next time, don't add the word old. The voice on the other end asked again, good master. Are you sick? I clenched my fist, hardening it. I said softly, no, it's Bai Ningbing. She fell from the 2nd floor. She's in your hospital now. Can you trek on her for me? As soon as Tang Hao heard it was Bai Ningbing, he immediately lost interest. I don't want to see that person. What's so great about her? Master, you care about her so much. She wouldn't be a loss if she died from the fall. I sighed. Even if she's not good anywhere, I still care about her. Go take a look. Tang Hao reluctantly grunted in agreement, got up and left the office. Tang Hao was a surgeon at Nanchang Medical University's affiliated high-level hospital, Kongyuan Hospital's surgical expert. He was also quite famous internationally, especially in surgery. Tang Hao left the office and went to the emergency room. Someone fell from the 2nd floor. Where were they taken? The nurse at the desk blushed. Oh, it's Dr. Tang. Let me trek. The nurse looked up the patient. Bai Ningbing has already been sent to the 6AI Pi ward. She has a 6AI Pi channel at our hospital. Tang Hao snorted coldly. How is she? Who examined her? Dr. Song from the emergency room. Tang Hao called me back after finding out. I checked. She's fine. Just a mild concussion. She'll be fine after sleeping for 2 days. And she's worth a 6AI Pi room. Tang Hao scoffed. I felt relieved. Thank you for your hard work. You're the one who worked hard, master. When are you going to divorce her? Tang Hao asked. I thought about the past 2 days. I chuckled lightly. It might not be so easy to divorce now. So, I thought Bai Ningbing would be fine after 2 days in the hospital. But the next morning, Lu Wei came to me with a serious and heavy expression. Sir, something happened to Miss Bai. My mind went blank. Then I calmed down. You said as long as she's not dead, I can save her. Lu Wei was stunned for a moment. Her expression almost cracked. She coughed and shook her head. You'd better go see for yourself. I imagined many scenarios on the way. Even the worst, lie brain death, crossed my mind. But I never expected this. Seeing Bai Ningbing, who was clinging to me and calling me brother, with a pure and innocent face, I was momentarily unable to accept it. Lu Wei cautiously said, as you can see, Miss Bai hit her head and became simple-minded. I wanted to go ask the doctor, but I was tightly clung to Bai Ningbing, who now had the mind of a child. If I pushed her away, she would cry. So I had to hold her and pat her. What did the doctor say? About the scans. I scratched Bai Ningbing's chin. The technique was very similar to petting a cat. Lu Wei adjusted her glasses. The doctor said they can't find the cause for now. But Miss Bai has been like this since she woke up. Miss Bai thinks she's a child. But she remembers you and keeps looking for you. If she can't find you, she cries. Lu Wei's expression was complicated and hard to watch. I could understand her. Anyone who saw Bai Ningbing lie this would have that expression. Bai Ningbing in my arms called out again. Fang Yuan, I'm hungry. I opened my mouth but didn't know what to say. Miss Lu, please take care of Miss Bai for a moment. I'm going to see the doctor. No, Fang Yuan, don't go. Bai Ningbing held me tightly, refusing to let go. Her head pressed against my chest. Listening to my heartbeat, Lu Wei looked up at the ceiling. I've already contacted a specialized hospital to see if we can get an expert team to consult on Miss Bai's case. Until then, could I trouble Mr. Gu to take care of Miss Bai? Because Miss Bai only trusts you. I raised an eyebrow. Trust. Lu Wei helplessly demonstrated, stepping forward. Miss, let me take you to eat. No, bad person. Bai Ningbing shrank back and pulled my hand. Fang Yuan, he's a bad person. I'll protect you. Lu Wei sighed. See, that's how it is. If it weren't unavoidable, we wouldn't want to trouble you, sir. That hit a sore spot for me. Why wouldn't you want to trouble me? Even though Bai Ningbing doesn't lie me, I am still her husband. At a time like this, you still want to go find Gu Shiyan. Lu Wei was stunned by my words. She looked at Bai Ningbing and quickly bowed her head in apology. We should have come to you. I asked the doctor when she could be discharged. Miss Bai's condition is stable now. She can be discharged anytime. She looked at me inquiringly. Then prepare to go back to Jingyuan, I said, taking Bai Ningbing's hand. Looking down at the woman whose eyes were only on me, my voice softened a bit. Bai Ningbing, let me take you home, Oku. Bai Ningbing showed a bright smile. I'm going home with Fang Yuan. Lu Wei turned around. I let out a heavy sigh of relief. This is my first time at Yujing Garden. This garden was personally designed by Bai Ningbing's mother. It's a family home. Bai Ningbing's mother was a famous architect in the country. Yujing Garden was her final work. So Bai Ningbing treasures Yujing Garden. She rarely lets outsiders in. Gu Shiyan visited a few times while Bai Ningbing's mother was alive. She hasn't been able to enter since. As for me, I've never been here before. The car drove smoothly into the garden. It took over 10 minutes to reach the living quarters. Yujing Garden is a Chinese-style garden, based on classical garden design. It also incorporates modern design concepts, but the building itself is a modern-style foundation with a Sihuan layout. I stood by the waterside pavilion, looking at the building, and sighed. Long time no see. Yujing Garden once won the 5th Golden Design Award. The key element of the award was the residential design. It's my work, Fang Yuan. Bai Ningbing looked at me strangely. Go on in. I snapped back to reality and smiled faintly. Yeah, I should go in. Someone had already tidied up. My luggage was brought over. Just some clothes, really. Nothing personal. Bai Ningbing happily pulled me into the house. Lu Wei had already told the kitchen to prepare breakfast. It was just being served now. I looked at everything in this villa. Familiar yet strange. This was my first architectural design work. I exchanged ideas online with Bai Ningbing's mother for a long time. When it was time to submit for the award, I declined Bai Ningbing's mother's invitation. I didn't put my name on it. What's strange is, I've never seen the completed Yujing Garden. Fang Yuan, for me. Bai Ningbing hugged me gently. Let me listen if Fang Yuan's tummy is hungry, Bai Ningbing said, bending down to press her ear to my stomach. I heard a gurgle. Fang Yuan is hungry too. Bai Ningbing straightened up, looking certain. I was held by her, her sturdy waist pressed against my warm palm. Lu Wei originally wanted to stay for breakfast. Seeing Bai Ningbing lie this, she lost her appetite. She stood up to leave. Mr. Gu, I need to go to the company to handle some things. Lu Wei handed me a business card. This is my number. Call me anytime if you need anything, or ask Jingyuan to do it. I glanced at it. I understand. Thank you for your hard work. Lu Wei raised an eyebrow and took back the card. She took one last look at Bai Ningbing, then quickly turned and left. After I fed Bai Ningbing, I told her to go upstairs, bathe, change, and rest. But Bai Ningbing held on to me tightly. I want to be with Fong Yuan, I explained patiently. I'm a man, you're a woman. We can't be together. Bai Ningbing pouted, about to cry. But Fong Yuan and I are betrothed. Betrothed couples can be together. My eyes flickered. How do you know? Mom said so. The woman lifted her face, full of pride. I suddenly asked, Bai Ningbing, are you really stupid? She tilted her head, looking confused. What? Ningbing isn't stupid. If I pretend to be stupid, I can't hold Fong Yuan. Fong Yuan, I love you so much. I heard the woman's inner thoughts. So that's it. I knew it. How could a fall make her stupid? The woman in front of me rubbed against me like a kitten. Her delicate face nuzzled against my chest. I unceremoniously cupped Bai Ningbing's face, pulling away, my eyes flickering. Since she wants to pretend, let her pretend to the end. I hooked my finger under Bai Ningbing's chin. Yeah, Ningbing isn't stupid. Ningbing is the best. Bai Ningbing immediately hummed, Fong Yuan, touch me. I'll touch Fong Yuan. Saying that, she stroked my cheek. Her fingertips trembled slightly. I looked down at her. Slowly, I took her hand and pressed it against my own face. Why are you trembling? Are you cold? The man's voice was gentle and kind. It was what Bai Ningbing had longed for day and night. Yeah, Bai Ningbing leaned into my arms, holding me tight, not letting go. I didn't sleep all night, being held like this by Bai Ningbing. I surprisingly felt at ease. The two of us fell asleep in each other's arms on the sofa. Bai Ningbing listened to my long, steady breathing. A joyful light flickered in her eyes. If she had known pretending to be stupid would work, she should have started 2 days ago. Bai Ningbing relaxed and fell asleep holding me. Gu Shiyan went to the Bai family's old mansion. She was shocked to find me not there. Where did she go? Mr. Gu has already returned to Yujing Garden with Miss Bai. The servant glanced at her. They went yesterday. Gu Shiyan couldn't believe it. How is this possible? How could Ningbing let her go to Yujing Garden? It's the most natural thing for Mr. Gu to lie in Yujing Garden. She and Miss Bai are married. It's perfectly legitimate. Why can't she go? The servant retorted. In my 2.5 years at the old mansion, I was low-key and humble. I never made things difficult for the servants. So the servants quite liked me, the one who was often ignored. Gu Shiyan glared fiercely at the servant. She immediately turned and got into the car to go to Yujing Garden. The significance of Yujing Garden to Bai Ningbing, she knew. Gu Shiyan had only been to Yujing Garden a few times as a child. After Mrs. Bai passed away, she was never allowed in again. Now, hearing that I was living in Yujing Garden, and could even make decisions there, I was being pestered by Bai Ningbing. She wanted to swim together, to play in the water. The woman pointed at the outdoor pool. She had already changed into her swimsuit. Her V-line, abs, and swan neck were enough to make anyone's blood boil, yet it wasn't overly revealing. Bai Ningbing deliberately pulled the edge of her swimsuit down a bit, swaying in front of me. I curled my lips into a faint smile. Bai Ningbing rubbed against me again, pulling me towards the pool. Let's play. Let's play. I was dragged into the water by her. Who changed you into a swimsuit? I had only been downstairs in the living room, on the phone with Tang Hao. In the blink of an eye, she came down in swim trunks. Bai Ningbing looked innocent. She pointed to the side. He did. Bai Haotian was speechless. Ever since Bai Ningbing started pretending to be stupid, life had become much harder. You changed it yourself. I glanced at the speechless, dark-faced Bai Haotian, and smiled a little wider. So Haotian changed you. Alright, let's play for a while then. Bai Ningbing deliberately splashed water at me. Drops of water landed on my cheek. I gave her a reproachful look. Bai Ningbing stared at me blankly, as if mesmerized. I found it amusing, but also felt a pang of bitterness. In 2.5 years, Bai Ningbing had never really looked at me. Whatever the reason for this time, I wanted to know. Fong Yuan is so handsome, little star. Bai Ningbing leaned in and hugged me, looking at me with fascination. Her eyes were filled with stars. I spoke my true feelings. Ningbing is beautiful too. I love Ningbing's face the most. When I was young, if it weren't for Bai Ningbing's face, I wouldn't have saved her. Is it only the face you lie? Don't you lie the body? I heard her thoughts again. At the same time, I saw her cough a few times and start showing off her swimming style and sexy figure. Look at me, be Bai, look at me. I simply took off my wet outer shirt and threw it aside, wearing only the simple home shorts underneath. I reached out to Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing came over and hugged me. Just as she was about to get close, Bai Haotian walked over. Mr. Gu Shiyan is at the front gate. Hearing Gu Shiyan, Bai Ningbing instinctively hugged me tighter, pressing me into her arms. Let him in. Take Bai Ningbing upstairs and keep an eye on her. Don't let her come down. I pinched Bai Ningbing's ear. As I was about to leave, she grabbed my waist. Don't go. I had to turn around and coax her. I'm going to see a guest. We'll play again later, Oku? Bai Ningbing was reluctant. She buried her head in my chest and nuzzled. Her nuzzling made me hot, my eyes glistening. I hooked her chin and gently kissed her. A light, fleeting kiss. But it made Bai Ningbing's heart tremble. She couldn't help but chase my retreating soft lips, wanting to continue, but my fingertips stopped her. Good child, I coaxed her with a smile. Go on. I'll come find you in a little while, Oku? Bai Ningbing reluctantly hummed in agreement. She looked extremely wronged. I softened my voice again to coax her. Not hep pie? If you go upstairs obediently, I'll give you another kiss as a reward. Bai Ningbing's eyes flickered. She happily left. Bai Haotian was forced to witness all of this. As he turned to leave, he really wished he could pay a fortune for a pair of eyes that hadn't seen it. I have a strong possessiveness. I don't want Gu Shiyan to see Bai Ningbing's adorable side. The way Bai Ningbing acts when no one else is around, only I can see it. When Gu Shiyan came in, I was lying on a lounge chair, sipping fruit wine. Brother, why are you here? I took a leisurely sip of fruit wine. Call me brother? Others may not know. But you know exactly what year you were born. Your little mistress mother gave birth to you long ago. Do you think I don't know? Gu Shiyan's face changed color. Her heart pounded, but she kept a smile and a look of surprise on her face. Brother, what are you talking about? Dad would be angry if he heard that. I glanced at her casually. Oh, really? He'd be furious. That would actually make me a bit hep pie. Gu Shiyan looked at me reproachfully. Brother, the family has never treated you badly. How can you say that about Dad? All right, I'm tired of this. I interrupted her impatiently. Aren't you? I don't lie Gu Shiyan, because she and her mistress mother indirectly caused my mother's death, and Bai Ningbing likes Gu Shiyan. I can also see what kind of person Gu Shiyan is, so I threw away everything Gu Shiyan sent me before. Gu Shiyan, I'm just concerned about my brother. I went to the old mansion to see you and found you were here, so I was a bit surprised. Oh, and where's Ningbing? You two seemed a bit off last time. Are you Oku? Gu Shiyan and I clashed by the pool. Upstairs, Bai Ningbing leaned on the balcony, quietly watching Bai Haotian. Bai Haotian spoke cautiously behind her. Miss Bai, are you really going to keep this up? Bai Ningbing wasn't paying attention to her. Bai Haotian asked twice before she snapped back. What's wrong with this? Bai Haotian asked. Aren't you afraid Mr. Gu will find out? Bai Ningbing's focused gaze was on me. No, Bai Haotian was confused. Not afraid? If Mr. Gu thinks you're deceiving him, and wants a divorce, wants to leave? Bai Ningbing chuckled softly. Her gaze was lionette, spreading out and entangling. I won't let him go, even if I have to use underhanded means. Even if she hates me to death, I can't let her leave me. The woman's eyes darkened. Almost no light could be seen. Bai Haotian was startled. Miss Bai, don't be impulsive. Forcing something like this won't work. Don't end up hurting Mr. Gu, and yourself. Forcing it won't make it sweet, then it must still be mine. Bai Ningbing said softly. Mr. Gu is really unlucky to have met you, Bai Haotian said bluntly. Bai Ningbing turned to look at her. Her face was expressionless. Bai Haotian's breath caught, and she lowered her head in apology. You're right. Bai Ningbing picked up a shirt from the side, put it on, buttoning it slowly, one by one. All my lop and hatred, except for giving it to her, can't be given to anyone else. Fang Yuan, what I want is her. You just don't understand. Bai Haotian took a deep breath. Debt. I'm single, I don't understand. I won't give advice anymore. Bai Ningbing finished dressing and prepared to go downstairs. Do you know what to say? Bai Haotian was miserable. Why doesn't he know how to manage the company? If he did, I'd have Lu Wei suffer through this. Gu Shiyan was making insinuations. Brother, this is your first time at Yujing Garden, right? Do you want me to show you around? Oh, Ningbing is here. I thought you weren't home. Brother didn't say anything. I've been standing here the whole time. Gu Shiyan changed the subject, feigning reproach. My eyes turned cold. I looked to the side. My expression softened a bit when I saw what Bai Ningbing was wearing. Bai Ningbing knew I was angry just by looking at my face. She came over and sat beside me. Gently, she hugged my head and sat next to me. From start to finish, she didn't look at Gu Shiyan. Gu Shiyan couldn't even keep her smile on her face. Her eyes were full of SOC and suspicion. Ningbing, what's wrong? You look very tired. Is it my brother? Ningbing, my brother has always been like this. Sometimes he might make you angry, but you two are married, after all. If Ningbing could show even half the patience she shows me towards my brother would change for the better. Gu Shiyan's voice was soft and gentle, but every word hit the mark. First, she said I often make Bai Ningbing angry. Then she implied our marriage was a scheme of mine. There was Yi Qing. Finally, she mentioned the relationship between Bai Ningbing and me, showing off and stabbing at my heart. I sneered. Is that so? You overestimate your importance. The discord between Bai Ningbing and me is our business, none of yours. With that, I hooked my finger under Bai Ningbing's chin and kissed her. Gu Shiyan gasped. Her eyes widened as she watched the two embracing. What shocked her most was that Bai Ningbing had no reaction. How is that possible? Doesn't Ningbing hate him the most? She never even stays overnight at the old mansion. How could she let him kiss her? How could Bai Ningbing have no reaction? Her reaction was so strong she almost stopped pretending to be stupid. I had only planned to give a quick kiss, but I had missed Bai Ningbing for too long. I lop Bai Ningbing. I lop her as a person, but I also lop her body. I've never hidden or disguised my feelings. If it weren't for considering Bai Ningbing's feelings, in these 2.5 years, I could have drugged Bai Ningbing countless times, had sex countless times. Maybe after half a year of intimacy, Ningbing would never be able to leave me, but my pride made me want to try. If I could truly warm Bai Ningbing's heart. As we were together, I sighed inwardly. I consciously tightened my arms around Bai Ningbing's neck. My tongue teased. Kissing the one you lop is addictive. Especially with Gu Shiyan watching me. I had to kiss Bai Ningbing even better. Bai Ningbing was as docile as a little kitten. Bai is so sweet. I want to kiss her so much. I pulled away from her lips. Bai Ningbing tried to nuzzle back, but I held her down, letting her kiss my neck messily. My gaze turned cold as I looked at Gu Shiyan. Get lost. Gu Shiyan's face flushed red. She stammered. You. Your mother is a mistress. You're not trying to be a mistress too, are you? My voice was mocking and cold. My beautiful face carried a powerful intimidation. You can try. Gu Shiyan's eyes turned red with anger. Her voice became sharp. Gu Fengyuan, how dare you talk to me like that? Ningbing, look at him. Bai Ningbing buried her head in my neck and shoulder, greedily breathing in my alluring scent. She had no time for Gu Shiyan. Fengyuan, kiss me. I hooked the woman's chin. A kiss, and she was lost in it. Let's go back to the room. Bai Ningbing's eyes lit up, and she nodded eagerly. Gu Shiyan watched in SOC as I carried Bai Ningbing away. This is too absurd. What kind of lot potion has Gu Fengyuan given Bai Ningbing? There's no reason for Bai Ningbing to not even look at me. Something must be wrong. Gu Shiyan frowned. As she left, she called Lu Wei. Miss Lu, it's Shiyan. I heard Ningbing is sick. Is that true? Gu Shiyan probed. Gu Shiyan was able to be the center of attention among the women of Luo Cheng, treated like a young master, not just because of her face and family background. She also had some intelligence. She could even read women's hearts. Lu Wei thought Gu Shiyan knew about Bai Ningbing falling down the stairs and pretending to be stupid. She was stunned for a moment before reacting. Mr. Gu, why do you ask that? Gu Shiyan spoke vaguely. I'm at Yujing Garden. I saw my brother taking care of her, so I'm a bit worried. If Lu Wei wasn't sure the secret was well kept, she would have believed Gu Shiyan knew that Bai Ningbing was pretending to be stupid. Lu Wei smiled politely. Miss Bai was just busy with work recently. She's tired and resting at home. As for Mr. Gu taking care of her, that's between husband and wife. As her personal assistant, it's not my place to ask. Gu Shiyan narrowed her eyes and smiled. I'm just concerned about Ningbing. Since my brother is there, I'll go home. If anything happens to Ningbing, Sister Lu Wei, don't keep it from me. Our families have been friends for generations. Even though Ningbing and I couldn't get married, well, it's useless to talk about it now. I won't bother you, Miss Lu. Bye. Gu Shiyan hung up the phone. Her face was cold as frost as she left in the car. Fortunately, she still had eyes inside the garden. Back at the Li mansion, Xiaosiki was getting a manicure. A woman in her 40s, but she was so well maintained she looked only a bit older than Gu Shiyan. Dressed up and going out, people would only think she was a young woman. They wouldn't think she had a son in his 20s. Xiaosiki asked softly, why are you so angry? Gu Fengyuan. He moved into Yujing Garden. Bai Ningbing has started ignoring me too. I don't understand what's going on. Gu Shiyan sat beside her, deep in thought. Xiaosiki hummed in surprise. Is that so? Doesn't she hate Gu Fengyuan? Gu Shiyan frowned. Exactly. So I can't figure out what the problem is. Just a few days ago, he was being punished to kneel. I deliberately went to watch the show. It was from that day on that the two of them started acting strange. Xiaosiki didn't seem too concerned. You just need to befriend a few young ladies from the capital. Bai Ningbing? She may rule the roost in Nanchang, but in front of those from the capital, she's nothing. Does this color look good? Gu Shiyan suppressed her inner irritation. She glanced at it. Yeah, it's nice. Where's Dad? Xiaosiki looked at her nails. He went to play golf. I don't lie that kind of place, so I didn't go. Gu Yanian walked in with a smile. Don't lie where? Honey, Xiaosiki called out sweetly. You're back so soon? In front of Gu Yanian, Xiaosiki acted like a little woman. Even though her son was so grown up, she still liked to act cute and play the fool. Gu Yanian looked refined, and he was completely taken in by her. doting on her. The two of them were known as a fairy tale couple in Nanchang. But who would know that Xiaosiki was actually a mistress who seduced her best friend's husband? Inside Yujing Garden, I slowly stroked Bai Ningbing's back and shoulders, letting her hold me, my expression cold and dark. Bai Ningbing sensed my displeasure. Feeling uneasy, her voice softened. Feng Yuan? I snapped back and smiled at her. It's nothing. Gu Shiyan's behavior was just like her mistress mother, pretending to be innocent and pitiful, but manipulating men in the palm of her hand. If it weren't for Xiaosiki, my mother wouldn't have been shocked into premature labor. She died shortly after giving birth to me, leaving behind a vast fortune, all of which was handed over to Xiaosiki by that hypocrite Gu Yanian. That was my mother's property. After I grew up, I've been trying to get my mother's inheritance back, but I took a deep breath. Holding Bai Ningbing, I closed my eyes, but my mother still held a sliver of hope for Gu Yanian even on her deathbed, so she was coaxed by that man again into writing a legally binding will, giving everything in her name to Gu Yanian. The old servants who took care of my mother back then, none of them are left now. I found out all of this on my own. Ever since I finished my university courses at 14, I started developing my own strengths. My primary goal is to reclaim my mother's inheritance, but progress is slow. Plus, meeting Bai Ningbing. These past 2.5 years, I've done almost nothing. I'm just like my mother, Tang Wanwan. Once I fall in lop, I lop to the end. Gu Yanian was Tang Wanwan's destined tribulation. Bai Ningbing is also my end. Luckily, I suddenly woke up. Woke up is more like being disillusioned with my previous approach. I want to try a new way to hold on to Bai Ningbing. I open my eyes and look at the woman. A dark light flickers in my eyes. I just want to hold on to the title of Bai Ningbing's husband, and slowly take her into my hands. From start to finish, I never thought about actually divorcing Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing asks softly, "Are you unhappy because of that person just now?" I pinch her ear, "Det, because I really hate him. You used to lie him a lot." "I definitely didn't," Bai Ningbing answers decisively. The next second, she hugs me tightly. "I wouldn't lie him, ha. I lie Feng Yuan." I chuckle. "Is that so? You don't remember him at all?" No. Bai Ningbing looks at me nervously. "Ha, I don't remember. I only remember Feng Yuan. That damned Gu Shiyan. I'll deal with him right away. Anyone who makes Feng Yuan unhappy must die." I listen to Bai Ningbing's inner thoughts. Now I can be completely sure of Bai Ningbing's feelings. Though I don't know why there's such a sudden change. I'll slowly ask about it later. Little Ningbing, so good. I tug at her clothes. Pulling her close, I lower my head and kiss her. A reward.